Stephanie Cutter, describing how important TikTok was for Donald Trump. And this ties into the whole TikTok ban that I know you spoke against, and it's looming on January 19th. And should we give the power to the government to ban social media apps we don't like? Maybe this would explain why they want TikTok banned. Play cut 60.
But we have to pay attention to why people find that appealing. And his use of TikTok and specifically reaching those younger men, I can't tell you how many friends of mine or nieces and nephews would say to me, do you know I'm getting these things from Trump all the time on TikTok? And they're not political people. They weren't signing up for that stuff, but Trump was reaching them. So there is a lot for us to learn in that. But I will also.
So the main takeaway there, Glenn, is, as you know, the TikTok ban was birthed out of the October 7th situation because there were too many Americans that were getting let's just say, unfavorable opinion of a foreign country. And I'm pro-Israel, and I think it's insane that you ban a social media app because Americans don't agree with you on a foreign policy issue. Talk about the whole TikTok element, its role in this election, and this looming TikTok ban that Trump's going to have to decide on.
Well, the irony, of course, is that TikTok has always been perceived as this far left or leftist platform, which is normal for young people to be more inclined to the left. And the idea of banning TikTok originated with the Trump administration. A lot of Republicans in the Senate, based on this idea that it was a CCP-controlled propaganda outlet, that it was a threat to national security, which, as you point out, it never went anywhere. It never got the votes until after October 7th, when Democrats decided it was too pro-Palestinian, too permissive of anti-Israel criticism. But to watch now Democrats turn around and be concerned about TikTok as some sort of right-wing propaganda outlet, when all along they saw it as one of their best assets because so many people perceived it as a left-wing outlet, it is amazing. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter. TikTok is an app that people voluntarily use, huge numbers of people, to organize, to speak to one another, to form communities. And it's always their impulse now that if they identify a certain font of information that they think is harmful to their political interest, their instinct is not to figure out how to commandeer it or integrate into it, but how to just stop it, suppress it, make sure that it no longer can compete with the outlets of institutions that they control. That is the prevailing left liberal instinct in the West that I think is so dangerous.
Yeah, can we just also talk more just about the precedent of what this would allow to allow the federal government to say what social media apps you can use because it's fostering opinion that we don't like? And just so everyone understands, right now, TikTok is scheduled to be banned on January 19th, almost simultaneously with Trump's inauguration. I mean, again, this is so coordinated. Right, and you're seeing this firsthand in Brazil as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in Brazil, there's an obsession, and a successful one because there's no First Amendment, with simply banning every single expression on social media that the predominantly centrist, left, liberal part of the government dislikes, out of fear that Bolsonaro is a highly popular political figure, which he is, and if they allow free speech, he will return, which he will. In the United States, it's a little bit more difficult just because of the First Amendment, but it's exactly the same mentality. And you're so right. There's a constitutional prohibition on Congress passing a law about just one company. So you can't pass a law saying TikTok is banned. You have to pass a law saying, in the event the president determines that a foreign-owned social media app is a threat, he has the unilateral right to force a sale or to ban it, which means this law that's about to go into effect is way broader than just TikTok. It gives the president sort of a unilateral magic wand to wave his magic wand and say, this app will no longer be permitted in the United States. And, it's been incredible to watch a lot of people who raise the free speech banner support that as well.
Yeah, and just to be, that means that a future Democrat president could ban Telegram, could ban Rumble. It's just whatever app that you don't like, you can just give the federal government the ability to ban.